Is there such a thing as a perfect climbing performance? Well, I was at a climbing gym the other day and I saw a climber fall right below the top on a 512 route, came down and he was critiquing his effort. What happened is he hesitated, missing a foot placement right before the top and fell. And he was saying that if he would have just not hesitated and found that foot placement quicker and placed his foot precisely, then he would have had a perfect climbing performance and he would have succeeded. This points to a bigger question. We tend to think about, perfection or perfect practice, is what is important. This whole idea of perfectionism, is there such a thing as perfection in the world itself? We can take, for example, this 512 climb and this 512 climber. Let's say that on the next effort he did place his foot precisely and he was able to succeed. Well, was that a perfect performance? How about a 514 climber goes to that same 512 route? 514 climber has more skill, is going to be able to climb that 512 route more efficiently, more perfectly. Is that a perfect performance? Well, what about a 515 climber that goes to that same 512 route? Has more skill. Would that climber be able to climb a 512 route more perfectly? So when we look at it in this way, we can see that an end result idea of perfection is flawed because it isolates us. Think about manufacturing like a chair. We look at the object by itself. Can a chair be manufactured perfectly? Well, there's always going to be some flaws. We think about your effort. There's always something that you can improve to climb more efficiently. So the solution really is to shift from seeing perfection as an end result in an individual or an object to perfection as a process. So we think about processes integrate us with the medium that we're engaged in. For example, if we're resting, then we need to utilize the holds. We're not doing a resting process by ourselves. We're doing a resting process integrated with the medium of the rock climb. There's certain holds that we're grabbing in a certain way with a certain amount of effort, and our feet are doing something else that causes us to grip harder or not so hard. So it's the climb and the climber that is doing the resting process. The same goes for a thinking process. When we're on a climb, we need to think about the climb. Where's the next protection point? What's the fall consequence on this particular part of the climb? What's our plan so that we can arrive at the next decision point? The route and the climber reflect perfection. In other words, the parts come together to create a process. We think about you fail on a climb. Okay, there's a certain process perfection around that. In other words, your ability to deal with difficulty and the difficulty of the climb came together perfectly to cause a failure, to cause you to fall. Well, when you improve your skill to where you can succeed, then your ability to deal with the difficulty and the difficulty of the climb came together perfectly to create that success. We need to shift from end result ideas of perfection to process ways of understanding perfection. Because when we do that, then we can be attentive to how our learning journey is unfolding. So you can practice this in what I call bend and blend. Consider that the rock is static. It doesn't bend to your will. You have to bend to what the rock requires and what it has to offer in order to climb it. And then blend with the climb by focusing on processes. And one of the main processes you can focus on to blend with the climb is relaxing. Whether you're at a stopping point and recovering energy by relaxing, or if you're climbing relaxing any unnecessary tension. Relaxing helps you let the pull of gravity pull you down onto the climb and blend with it in a more effective and efficient way. So that's the lesson. You can go to warriorsway.com and check out the full text and audio. Also check out our books and courses and reach out to us for your mental training needs. We'd love to work with you. Thank you.